Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, November 25th, 2015 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is expansion is my nature. And today we've got a full moon in Gemini. I gotta tell you, some really crazy stuff came through today with this astro energy. The full moon is happening at 2:44 p.m. Pacific time. That's when it reaches her peak of fullness. And it's happening at 3 degrees Gemini, opposite the sun at 3 degrees Sagittarius. And you know, Gemini is such an interesting sign to have the full moon in because Gemini is the sign that represents our minds and communication. And the moon represents our emotions. And it's really interesting when the mind connects to emotions. I know I have a third house moon. That means my moon is in the third house, the house of the mind. So I recognized in myself years ago when I got deep into astrology that how much my mind and the stories my mind told were influencing what I felt, what I was feeling in any given moment. And I had to get really clear in myself, is this my mind influencing my feelings or do I actually really feel this? And it took me to a deeper level of feeling within myself because I was able to identify what was accurate. And it's funny because my mom just came in and interrupted my last recording of this and I was like, oh, Mom, you know, like it annoyed me, I'll be honest. And she's like, I know, I'm naughty, I'm a nuisance, like all these things. And I was like, just stop. Stop telling those old stories. And I feel like this is what this moon is asking us to do. We have to stop telling those old stories about anything being against us. Anything in the world being against you. I don't know how I'm going to go around this, so let's just see how this all comes out. So the Sabian symbol for 3 degrees Sagittarius is two men playing chess. I think sometimes we can look at the world like that. Like everything has to be the strategic move so that you can win. So hold that in your mind. And then the Sabian symbol for where the moon actually is the Garden of the Tuileries in Paris. And it's talking about the beauty that came from the Renaissance, and that time when people worked together. And not to say that it was just wonderful during the Renaissance, but people worked together and made beauty. So that's the thing. I believe the old story is that we have to play that chess game and we jump from thing to thing to thing, trying to triumph to reach on top. And the new story is that ultimately we are all working together. Whether you're playing chess, making chess your game, or whether you are creating something beautiful, we're working together. So what energy do you want to put into this? You know, the song Waiting on the World to Change by John Mayer popped into my head. We're waiting on the world to change, but it changes when we stop telling those old stories of needing to be the chess master and win the game and recognize you're always winning. So one of the crazy things that came through for the full moon in Gemini is if I say it's all good, you may tell me I'm lying, but maybe it's the truth. And I feel like we have these things, these mind tricks, you know, these mind, you know the word I want to use, the mind things that just blow up our mind and we get stuck there. And this moon in Gemini, while it is so mindy, it's saying, but feel in and through, feel in and through into this expansion. And there's so much other stuff going on. We're building to the Saturn-Neptune square, which happens tomorrow. But today, like the astro is all feeding into it. The moon will be squaring Neptune and opposite Mercury. The moon is going to be trining Mars. Mars is going to be working with Mercury. Like there's this level of our desires and our passion, which can also balance with our anger, that is driving us forward in this. But then our mind is playing these games. Is it strategic? Does this actually work? And meanwhile, there's Saturn. And Saturn's like, you don't have the time. And then there's Neptune's like, you got all the time in the world. So there's all these kind of forces, and we're feeling it inside. We're like, oh my God, what's really going on? And to that, what I say is the Rumiism that came through with that. If you could give up your tricks and cleverness, that would be the cleverest trick. Stop playing these games with yourself. Everything is all good. It's working out for you. It's okay. But you just have to get inside. Stop telling those old stories. Those old stories are what's creating the resistance. The old stories is what's having you hold on to the beliefs, the truths that maybe aren't actually accurate with what you feel. What do you feel? What do you feel? Get into what you feel. The full moon is all about integrating what you feel with who you are. And then I just have to say, I feel like when we can get into that place of feeling, that's where we can really get into that place of expansion. Because when we're actually tuned in to what we're feeling, I'm not just meaning like the emotions that are bubbling up, although they are part of it, but I feel like there's a level that feels beyond the emotions, beyond what we emote from what we feel. Those gut feelings, those inner knowings, when we can get into those things, that's where we get into our true nature. And that's when we're in that expansive, evolutionary place. And I, as your fearless Sagittarius, am trying to work with that in myself all the time. And part of this, I think part of these feelings is sometimes we can feel oppressed. We can feel shut down. That's that Saturn energy. It can feel like this, And it's the remembering. This is where your mind really cues in and can really help. It's the remembering that the world is not a tug of war. The world is not against you. If you could get close enough to whatever is on the other side, you would see yourself. And so we're integrating, bringing together, and expanding from this place. And I know there's so much other astro going on, but I feel like everything I said, even though I didn't address what everything exactly was, I feel like it all addresses it. Tune into yourself. You know. You got this. You know. So the first card that I want to pull is the integration card. And I think this is perfect. Integration. This is about those two sides, the Gemini twins within you, all those parts within you, the heart and the mind, everything, bringing that together. But this is also the integration of you and the all that is, you and the spirit, recognizing yourself in the other, recognizing it's you on the other end of that tug of war. I really feel like if we recognize that we're playing chess with ourselves, maybe it would actually become a game instead of I have to win, because everyone wins. It's winning. I know this is controversial. I get it. And our mind says it's not so, but it is. And so it's one of those things. It's a mind trick. So we're integrating. And this causes the greatest adventure because we step into life as it is instead of life as it is in our stories. Life as it is in our stories is kind of black and white. And then suddenly we go over the rainbow and there we are in this colorful place. And we recognize our illusions, that we have the power all the time. Oh my God, so many Wizard of Oz references this morning for me. So funny. And then I pulled the ripeness card. You're ready. You're ready. But the old stories, I'm all alone in this. It's only me. It's me against the world. Or nothing's ever working out for me. Here we go, that black and white world, looking into this world of color, but stuck in the illusion of the black and whiteness. So are you going to get out of these old stories and embrace the color of the world? Stop tug-of-warring, everything else. Stop waiting on the world to change. And instead, get inside, giving up the tricks and cleverest, because that's the cleverest trick. And I feel like this whole astro thing has been a riddle, but this is just how it came. It's just how it came in. I'm not a riddle person. It's just how it came in. So I hope it resonates with you, because I really got a lot from this myself. And I hope that does it for you too. So, tomorrow we are building to that Saturn-Neptune square, and I will be back with all of that I can muster up. Check out our GPS, because we definitely went into it on that, and $11 off any reading for the next few days through my birthday on Friday, and that includes custom birth chart painting. So email me with your reading choice, and I will send you a PayPal invoice for your reading of choice. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting Gaia Blooming. And happy full moon. See you tomorrow. Namaste.